Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Welcome to this Coffee Break German live stream. Now, today we are broadcasting on our YouTube channel. We are also broadcasting on the Coffee Break German Facebook page. So, wherever you are watching, you are very welcome indeed. There's a lot going on here. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is working. It seems to be. Let's see if we can see our slides. Yes, we can indeed. I have a question for you. Wie heißt du und wo bist du? Where are you watching from and what's your name? Let us know in the comments where you're watching from and we can say hello to you. And of course, if you have a question, then that is great too. We're very happy to answer your questions. Either I can answer them here or the Coffee Break team can answer them in the comments. Now, today we're broadcasting live. It is 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon here in the UK. I imagine that you may well be watching somewhere else in the world. It might be very early in the morning for you. It might be late at night. Who knows? But wherever you're watching from, welcome, willkommen. And we are going to be talking mainly about Coffee Break German over the next half hour or so. Because it is an important week, it's an important weekend. This is indeed our Black Friday sale. And I thought it would be useful to take the opportunity to talk a little about Coffee Break German, about our range of Coffee Break German courses, to help you make up your mind which course is the right one for you. I've also got the back end of the site here in front of me too, and I can see that, for example, Suzanne Jacobs has just purchased the Coffee Break German magazine. So thank you, Suzanne, for joining us. Thank you for purchasing here, and we really hope that you enjoy using the magazine. Let's see who we've got watching. Again, I can post your comments. I realise, obviously, because at the moment it's 2 p.m. in the UK, that might suit some people, it might not suit other people. So many people may be watching on the replay. Wherever you're watching, however you're watching, we are delighted that you're able to join us. And if you have questions from the event that you don't post while we're live, then we'll do our best to follow up after the event. Okay, let us see what we're talking about. As I say, we're talking about German today. I should also have said that, let me see if I've got this slide here, 1 wee second. Is it that slide there? Let me see. No, that's the wrong slide. Oh, this was all organised a moment ago. Let's just, is it this one? Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. So it is 2 p.m. We've just done a French webinar. This is the German webinar at 2 p.m. There's an Italian one happening at 3 on YouTube and on our Italian Facebook page. A Spanish one at 4, that's 11 a.m. Eastern. That's again on our YouTube channel and on our Spanish Facebook page. And a Swedish webinar at 5 in the UK, or noon in Eastern time. And again, that will be on our YouTube page and our Coffee Break Swedish Facebook page. So this is all happening today. If you are not a German learner, then you may want to come back at a later time, or indeed you can watch the replay of our French webinar, which is now available on the YouTube channel. So we are here to talk about German and our range of German courses. I'm going to be mainly focusing on our courses, on the range of courses that we have, explaining what each of the different courses involves, looking at the premium versions of these courses and what they involve, and then also looking at where they sit in the European framework of reference, basically on your language learning journey, whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, basically showing you where these courses sit on that journey, as I said. And I'll also be telling you how you can take advantage of our Black Friday sale to save 40%. But that is coming a bit later. First of all, let's look at our range of German courses. So we have currently, starting at the beginning, Coffee Break German Season 1. Now that's for absolute beginners. Then for intermediate learners, Coffee Break German Season 2. At that level, we also provide our Coffee Break German Magazine Season 1 and a little higher level Coffee Break German Magazine Season 2. Now, if you want to do some further consolidation of slightly easier German, then our Coffee Break German Travel Diaries Seasons 1 and 2 are perfect for you. And we also have our Coffee Break German Reading Club, and I'll be telling you more about exactly what that involves in just a moment. And currently, we are in the middle of producing and publishing Coffee Break German Season 3. So that means every second Monday, you will receive a new episode of Coffee Break German Season 3. I think we're at episode 25 at the moment out of 40. So that's continuing, and that is publishing every 2 weeks. Although for our premium customers, our course members, you get an extra translation challenge on the in-between weeks. So that is Coffee Break German Season 3. Now, I'm going to go through all of these courses in detail. At any point, if you have questions, then please don't hesitate to ask about them, and we will do our best to answer any questions in the chat. We've got Adam joining us here in England. Ich heiße Adam und ich komme aus England. Ich liebe Coffee Break German. Danke sehr. Wo ist Andrea? Where is Andrea? Andrea's not here today. I'm running the live show on my own. But I'll be seeing Andrea next Thursday for some more recording of Coffee Break German. Okay, let's continue on and look in more detail at each of our courses. First of all, Season 1. As I said, Season 1 is the start of your German learning experience. It's where you begin the language at the absolute beginning. So even if you've never learned a single word of German, then Season 1 is perfect for you, because we really do start at the very beginning and help you build your language skills over the course of each lesson. It's also aimed at what we would call false beginners. Perhaps you have done some German in the past, but it was a long time ago and you've maybe forgotten a lot of that. So that is also where you would be able to benefit from Coffee Break German Season 1. We're focusing on transactional language, the kind of language that you can use as you're traveling around a German-speaking place. You will be using it to check into a hotel, to order food, to do some shopping, to find your way around, and to make friends. You'll learn to use greetings and to talk about yourself. You'll learn to use the practical language that you need for traveling in a German-speaking country. And the thing about this is it's not just a series of phrases that you're learning. This is a course which will allow you to understand the grammar of German. And as we all know, German grammar can be a little bit challenging from time to time. There are things that we need to take on board, things like word order, when certain words go to the end of a sentence, for example. There are things like adjective endings and things like that, where we need to change the adjective depending on the gender of the word, or cases where we sometimes need to change words or adjectives or other things because of cases. And the nice thing about Coffee Break German from the very beginning is that we start to introduce these important grammar topics, but in a very straightforward and structured way. So not only will we teach you how to say Ich möchte einen Kaffee using einen, we'll also start to explain that einen is used because it's in the accusative. It's the object that you are wanting. In this case, Ich möchte einen Kaffee. I would like a coffee. So by introducing the grammar right from the very beginning, it helps you build a really strong foundation which you can take further into Season 2 and beyond. Now, Season 1 has a free podcast, so you can access this in Spotify, or you can access it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so on. And you'll find the audio lessons there. But the Season 1 premium course takes you much further than that. So our online course provides audio lessons and also video lessons. So you'll see the words that you're learning on the screen of your device. You'll also be able to access the lesson notes, where you can work your way through the explanations, the vocabulary, the text that we've provided there. And you can also use the bonus audio to test yourself on what you've learned. We even provide quizzes to help you check that you're following the process of learning, and you're able to see what you've learned and that you've actually made the progress that you need to make as you're learning. So that is our online course for Season 1, and all of that is available within the Coffee Break Academy. Now, the Coffee Break Academy is our platform where we put all our courses. It's where you can access the courses either online or you can download them to your own device. Let's look now at Season 2, because this is where we take the material that you've learned in Season 1 further. We look at further practical situations, so situations where you are using the language in a different way. But this now is a little bit in more detail. For example, we would be learning about how to use reflexive verbs when you're talking about your daily routine. We would be learning more about different cases. We'd learn the difference between the accusative and the dative, and when you use one and the other. And indeed, some verbs will use both, or some situations will use both, depending on exactly what the situation is. For example, if you're walking around in the park, then you would use one thing, but if you're walking into the park, you use another case. So lots of great examples within our Coffee Break German Season 2 to help you build your understanding of the language. We start to look at different tenses in Season 2 and look at ways in which we can talk about the past using the perfect tense or the imperfect tense, the preteritum as it's sometimes called. And you really learn to manipulate the language so that you can say what you want to say, extending your knowledge all the time, both in terms of the language itself, but also in terms of culture, because our cultural correspondent, Julia, is present with us all throughout Season 1 and 2, and she provides some information about different German-speaking places, customs, the traditions, the history, and the places that you may want to travel to practice your German. At the end of Season 2, we provide a kind of soap opera, so it's a radio play, if you like, 10 lessons, 10 episodes of this series, and you're hearing the German that you've learned in Season 2 in a very practical context, and that being our soap opera, the tale of three friends in a Wohngemeinschaft, and it's a great way to finish the season. Again, with Season 2, you have the free podcast, access to audio lessons, or you can go for the online course where you've got audio lessons, video lessons where you've got words on screen, the lesson notes again, bonus audio lessons, and the quizzes. So Seasons 1 and 2 are for absolute beginners and moving on to a lower intermediate level. If you want further practice at that lower intermediate level, we provide a number of courses. I'll come back to them in a moment because it makes sense at the moment to move on to Season 3 because this is our current course. It's an advanced course. It follows on from Season 2. And this is where you're looking at advanced grammar. We have been covering some really challenging topics. I am the learner, as you probably know, in Coffee Break German, and Andrea for Season 3 is our teacher. Andrea was also with us in Season 2, and Thomas was with us in Season 1. And actually, Thomas is back with us, so Thomas will be joining us for some of Season 3 in the future lessons. But in Season 3, you're really building your understanding of the language. You're seeing new concepts within context of dialogues and conversations, which feature lots of idiomatic expressions. And the language as it's used really in real senses by native speakers. So that's Season 3. And once again, there's the free podcast where you get the grammar explanation and the dialogue, but we don't go through the dialogue in any detail within our podcast. That happens within our online course. So we've got the language study audio, where we explain every word of the dialogue and translate it all, talk about the interesting language there. And then our lesson notes provide lots of context, lots of additional information. And we have video lessons where the words are shown on the screen, and a translation challenge which comes out every second week after the main lessons. All of this is part of our online course for Season 3. Now, I mentioned other content, and these are shorter courses. So let's look at these now. We have, in fact, if I just bring this slide back on the screen, so we have our main seasons 1, 2, and then we've got our magazine, and we've got our reading club and our travel diaries. So let's take a look at these now. The magazine is where you're really going to be consolidating the language that you've learned in the main courses and using your knowledge of German to understand these texts. So each episode is based around a text, and this text is about some element of German-speaking culture. It may be a place, it may be, there's an episode on Tatort, which is probably the most popular German crime series on TV. There are episodes on different places, people, history, aspects of history, and food, and all sorts of different topics. And I always think one of the most important aspects of learning a language is accessing information about that culture, because it helps you have conversations with native speakers because you're used to talking about things, you know the same things as they do, because you've developed your cultural awareness through listening to the magazine or reading our reading club, which I'll come to in a moment. So Our online course for the magazine features the audio lessons, lesson notes, and vocabulary and exercises, helping you practice and consolidate that language in greater detail. Our travel diaries are similar. They're slightly easier than the magazine, so it's a slightly lower level. But again, it's following a journey. In the case of season 1, we're going through the Alpenstrasse, an alpine route through the south of Germany. And in season 2, we travel by boat from Amsterdam to Budapest along the Rhine, so stopping off in different German-speaking places within that journey. And again, there's a story here, you're following the story, but of course you're getting exposed to lots of interesting aspects of the German language. And also, just one other thing to mention, and that is our reading club. Now, again, looking at that cultural awareness, the reading club gives you a different text, one text for every week of the year. And that text is delivered to you on the start of the week. If you buy it on a Thursday, then next Thursday you'll get text 2, the following Thursday text 3, and so on. And this allows you to build your reading skills and build your listening skills too, because you can also practice your listening. We provide an audio version of the text, both at a slow speed and at a normal speed. We provide texts and vocabulary. We provide exercises to help you check what you've learned. And that's one text per week for a year. And we actually have 2 seasons of this. So you could start today and start the reading club and get a German text today, one next Friday, and so on. And you could then continue with season 2 the following year. Or, if you prefer, you could buy the Coffee Break German Reading Club today, and if you buy season 2 on Monday, then you'll get a reading text today, and then Monday, and then next Friday, and then next Monday, and so on for 1 year. So both of the reading clubs are available like that. Okay, I'm going to pause because I need to take some water. But do let me know if you have any questions. Martin's joining us, saying Coffee Break German is toll. Vielen Dank, Martin. If you have any questions about any aspect of Coffee Break German, then please don't hesitate to ask. I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so one of the questions that we regularly get is where Coffee Break German seasons 1, 2, and so on come in the order of the journey of language learning. For example, if I'm a beginner, which course do I take? If I have done some German in the past, but I want to improve my speaking, which course do I take? If I have already been doing German for some time, but want to extend my vocabulary, which course would I take? I'm just going to take me off the screen for a second. Let me just do this. Okay, I'm gone. So this path, this road, represents the language learning journey, starting at the very beginning. For beginners, A1 would be how it's referred to in the Common European Framework of Reference, which is one very popular way of referring to the different stages in language learning. So A1, beginners, and then moving on to upper beginners would be A2. And then you move into the B level, so lower intermediate at B1, upper intermediate at B2, and then the C level, which would be for advanced learners. Now, one of the things I always feel is that when you start to talk about a road, you kind of start to think about your destination. And I very, very strongly believe that language learning is not about the destination, it's about the journey that you're taking. So don't think of this as a road that you have to travel along quickly and get to the final destination as quickly as you can. It's absolutely not about that. It's about taking your time along that road and enjoying the journey. So let's now plot some of our Coffee Break German courses on this roadmap. Coffee Break German Season 1, very much for beginners. Right at the first stages of learning German, you can use Coffee Break German Season 1. And then when you've completed Season 1, you'll probably be at an A2 level. And having then reached that level, you'll want to take it on further. And Coffee Break German Season 2 will allow you to do that. We'll move on from A2 into B1 with Coffee Break German Season 2. And then when you're ready to go further, then you can take on Season 3, moving up to a B2 level. However, what many people find is that when you get to that B1 level, it's sometimes difficult to keep going forward as effectively. You kind of go straight because you're learning more all the time. But then you get to a point and you need to stop going straight forward because you need to go on a wider route and go down little pathways to find different things. Imagine walking through the forest on a path with the trees thick on either side. And you do that at the beginning of learning, and then as you get more brave, then you can go down the little side paths and investigate different things, and that's really the B level. And while some people get frustrated at that B level and think, oh, I'm never going to get beyond this, that actually is one of the best ways to discover more aspects of the language. And that's why we provide a lot of content around that level. So, for example, our reading club and our travel diaries would be around that A2, B1 level, our magazine B1 level. So I would suggest you consider doing all of these before you go on to season 3, which is going to take you into the B2 level. So hopefully that makes sense. And you can work out which course would be best for you at this particular time. We also have another couple of courses, our Coffee Break German To Go series. And these are video series where we're interviewing people in the streets, talking about different topics. And we interview passers-by, and we provide, of course, a transcript of all of that within our premium version of the course. And you can find all of that on our site at the Coffee Break Academy. I can't find it now. I'll post the link for that a little later. Perhaps we could post that in the comments too. So coffeebreakacademy.com. Let's come back to our slides, and I'll come back into the screen too. So these are where we are, and this is what we're talking about, because of course, as I said, we are in the middle of our Black Friday sale. So I thought it would be useful to show you some pricing for these courses. So this would be a price for season 1, for example. The normal price for this would be £108, and that's for the 40 lessons, all the resources that I mentioned. And it's a lifetime price, so you pay that once. It's not something that you pay over and over again. You pay that once, and that's you accessing the full course. That price includes VAT in the UK, and we would charge the normal taxes that are required to be charged by law in the different places that we sell our courses. So in the UK and Europe, we would charge VAT. Other places we would charge a local sales tax, which is obviously remitted to the local authorities. But at the moment, that price is down to £64.80 in the UK, and the US dollars equivalent would be 124 for the normal pricing, which is down to 74.40. So saving a huge amount, 40% on the normal price of the course. So that's our season 1 course. A magazine course, for example, this is a smaller course, 10 lessons, and £36, again including VAT in the UK, and that's down to £21.60 at the moment. And likewise, the US pricing $42 down to $25.20 at the moment. And season 3 is a little different. It's a little more expensive, £120 including VAT in the UK, and that's down to $72 at the moment. And the US dollar price, 136 down to 81.60. So really, really big savings this week. And to take advantage of these savings, all you need to do, let me see if I press the right button here. I think if I press this one, no, that's not the right button. Is it this one? I don't know. My buttons have all gone wrong. Let me see if I can bring this one in. Here we go. Yes, all you need to do is use the coupon code BF22 at checkout to get access to those discounts. And the website there, Coffee Break Academy, should take you to the platform where all of our courses are. Sorry, I've been talking quite a lot today already. I apologise. On the Coffee Break Academy at coffeebreakacademy.com, you can find all our courses. And for all the information you need about our Black Friday sale, head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF22. And there you'll find lots of details about the sale and how you can take advantage of these special offers. Now, one question that we do get from time to time, and we've had it once or twice over the past few days, is how you use the coupon code. So let me just talk you through this. when you click, this is a Swedish example, when you click to add the coupon in the order summary, then you will be able to enter the coupon code BF22 and then click apply. I'll just come out of the, oops, no, that's not letting me do that, not to worry. There we go. Then click apply, and then you've saved 40%. So the BF22 code is listed there, and it's taken 40% off the cost. So that is how you use the coupon code. So there we have it. And thank you to Nahed, who has just bought the Coffee Break German magazine. So if you're watching this, thank you very much for buying Coffee Break German magazine. We hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to hang around here and answer any questions about our courses, or indeed any other questions that you have about our sale. Do let me know if you've got any questions. Another question that we were asked is whether you can download these courses. You can download all the courses. You can download these and keep them on your own device for as long as you need to. So you can do that whenever you like and access all of the materials there. Okay, so we've got some questions in. Sorry, we've just got some questions coming in by email. An interesting question, actually, from Frank in Atlanta, who's asking, is there a big difference between German in Germany, Austria and Switzerland? Well, just like my English is slightly different probably from your English in Atlanta, Frank, there is a difference in accent, and sometimes there's a slight difference in words. You find certain words used in Austria and in Bavaria in the south of Germany and in Switzerland that aren't necessarily used in the north of Germany. But in Coffee Break German, we try to mention all of these. We try to introduce all of these sorry, keep getting distracted by questions coming in here, sorry. We try to cover all of these types of German, and you'll hear different accents in the materials, whether that's the live recordings that we do with our own team, who come from different parts of the German-speaking world. Andreas from Switzerland, Julia's from Berlin or Potsdam, and Thomas is from the south, from Bavaria. So you'll hear different accents there, but you'll also hear different words used in different contexts. So we try to introduce lots of different types of German through the course. I hope that answers your question, Frank. So we've got a question on YouTube from Joshua. 50 German coffee breaks. What is the content in 50 German coffee breaks? So that is our book. I've not got a copy here at my desk, but I've got a copy in the next room. And our Coffee Break German, our 50 German Coffee Breaks book provides 5, 10 and 15 minute challenges for you, exercises and puzzles and so on, to help you practice your German and develop your confidence. And it's a great tool that you can take with you either on your Kindle device or your iPad or whatever, or also, of course, in the book form, the printed book form. Now, there is 40% off the digital version of that on the Teach Yourself library. So if you would like to take advantage of that, you can go to library.teachyourself.com and you'll be able to find it there. I'll post the link in the chat once we're finished this. So hopefully you'll be able to get that afterwards. But you can go to coffeebreaklanguages.com/books. I know the team's posted that link in the chat. Valerie is asking on Facebook, I was late, what is a false beginner? So a false beginner is basically where you have done some German in the past, so you're not a complete beginner, but to all intents and purposes, it would do you good to go back and review the German that you learned previously, because ultimately we would probably be teaching it slightly differently from how you learned it first time round. And also it allows you to build on what we have taught you, so that when we refer back to things, you understand what we're meaning with a particular expression or a particular way of teaching things. So I hope that explains your question, Valerie. Gillian is asking, can you save the lessons to multiple devices for phone and also tablet? Yes, you can have the lessons on all of your devices. You can save that very easily. Peter's saying, joined a few minutes late. Apologies, kein Problem. Will this presentation be on the website? Love the episodes I've already seen. Just need to see which ones to buy. Yes, so you can watch this again on YouTube, Peter. You can watch it on our Facebook page. I see you're on the Coffee Break German Facebook page, so you will be able to see this again. You'll be able to watch it again. Joshua, yeah, so we sent out an email earlier today and there was a link in the email. So you'll be able to check it out there. And there's an explanation of everything you need to know about the 50 German Coffee Breaks book. Okay, one more question that has come in via our help desk, and that is from Katie in Inverness, nice part of the world. Hello, Katie. I have completed season 1. Will I understand the magazines? A really good question. If you've completed season 1, the first thing I would suggest you do is do the travel diaries. Once you've done the travel diaries, then do the magazine. And you can also be thinking about doing season 2 around this time. But definitely don't go into season 3 unless you've completed the travel diaries and the magazine, because that way you'll be expanding your knowledge and before you reach season 3. So I would definitely do it in that order. Season 1, probably one of the travel diaries. Season 2, the other travel diary, the magazines, and then season 3. That seems to be the best order. Gillian is asking, what level are the books aimed at? The books are not aimed at total beginners. Use our courses first, but they are aimed at A2 to B1. So if you remember our roadmap slide, let me see if I can bring that back. If I've got our roadmap here, yep. So they are aimed at A2, B1, that middle part of the journey of the CEFR. And you can use them to build your knowledge. But basically, you have to have some element of German knowledge before you can use those courses. Those books. Most importantly, our Black Friday sale ends on Monday, on Cyber Monday. That's the 28th at midnight. So make sure, if you would like to join one of our premium courses, if you'd like to become a premium subscriber to Coffee Break German and use one of our online courses, then that you do so before the end of Monday. So there's 40% off until then. And we will be the code will no longer work after that date. So thank you so much. Vielen Dank for joining us today. I hope that this has been useful. I hope that you've enjoyed finding out a little more about what we're doing. As I said, if you are around later, then we're doing an Italian broadcast, very similar, but we'll be focusing on our Italian courses at 3 p.m. That's in 25 minutes' time. So you are very welcome to stick around for that. But that's on our YouTube channel and on our Coffee Break Italian Facebook page. There's a Spanish one coming an hour after that and a Swedish one coming 1 hour later. It's going to be a long afternoon. But we love telling everyone about our courses and we hope that you enjoy this. As Joshua saying, thanks for the info. Also finished season 1. Good info for the steps. We'll think about Travel Diaries season 1 and season 2. Fantastic. Vielen Dank, Joshua. Okay, we will leave it there. Thank you again. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever the time of day it is for you. Vielen Dank und natürlich happy coffee breaking. Tschüss.